Wow, it's been so long. I'm not even flexible enough to put my leg up like that, bro. Whatever. What's up, White Sea? We're back with another video. Haven't said that in so long. I am a little bit under the weather, but creativity struck. Shout out to the girl. I should have got your name, but shout out to one of my supporters that I met in Aldi's the other day while buying a Red Bull. You inspired me and reminded me that I am somebody on these platforms. People are watching me. People know me. Yeah, so shout out to you. Thank you so much. With that being said, I'm gonna get straight to the story time. Y'all know I hate to yap too much in the beginning. Like I like to get straight to it. I'm a yapper, but I really just like to get straight to it on YouTube because whatever. I also want to preface this by saying none of this is to bash anyone. This is just simply telling my experience, what I learned from it, and how you can avoid things like this. Communication is key. Anywhere you go, communicate. Areas you see, communicate on the first time. Um, Follow your intuition. Have your backup plan, and be financially smart. Especially when you decide to move out of state. Don't be reckless like me. Please, I beg you. That's a lesson you do not want to learn. Anywho, let's get into the story. I really don't care for time. Like, I really don't care for timestamps because I just didn't feel like digging that deep, but I do just want to give the whole story time. So, last year, I moved to Charlotte last year. After leaving Disney World as a park greeter, I packed my car up. I cried as I drove all the way from Florida to Detroit, Michigan. I was just so sad. I felt like I just flopped my life. And I'm like, bro, I got this degree. I'm going back to Detroit. Detroit is not the place for me at all. If you know me on a personal level, you know how Detroit affects me. I'm like, no, Detroit is not for me. But this is the only place that I have that I can go. Like, this is the only place where I can go and know that I'm good and other people not taking advantage of me or me not having to be in my back to pay some rent or something like that. So come home. I'm in my mom's basement. Like, it was so stereotypical. I'm in my mom's basement smoking weed, like scrolling social media all day, every day, playing on my Chico stick, like literally like just bad habits spiraling. Honestly, I was just so after doing that for about 2 months, I woke up one day and just was like, you know what? Something gotta give. I'm about to force a change because I don't see no change happening around me. Nobody is motivating me to change. I'm about to just force one. So I literally woke up. I applied to be a substitute teacher. I said I'm going to apply to be a substitute teacher, and I'm also going to apply to Amazon in Charlotte, North Carolina. I had already been looking at videos. Since I've been growing up, I watching videos of people living out their cars, their trucks, and vans and stuff. And I've always told myself, I want to experience that. I feel like I can survive like that. And people, when I would say it, people would be like, you crazy. Like, but in my head, I knew I could, and I knew how I would do it in detail. We literally was talking in my mom's basement. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Which one should I do? She's like, well, whatever your spirit tells you. Like, what do you really want to do? I was like, I want to go to Charlotte. Like, my spirit is telling me Charlotte has a life for me and people for me that are like me and for me. I packed up my 2019 Chevy Malibu and flew down to Charlotte. With a little money in my pocket, I got the job offer from Amazon. I flew down there like a week and a half before my interview so I can get acquainted with the area. I found little parks that I could park at. I figured out my sleeping situation. I figured out how to take showers, all this good stuff. Boom. I get in Amazon. I meet this girl. We're gonna call her Riri. We can do Riri. So I met Riri at Amazon. This was my first Amazon facility that I worked at. Me and Riri and another girl, we met at the Amazon. Mind you, they had already been seeing me. I've been seeing them, but I never spoke. I was really speaking to people at Amazon. I was known, y'all know I'm a people person, but for the most part, I was not being too friendly when people see me because, I just got that glow to me. So we finally like started talking and we're like, oh my God, I live for you. You live for me. We literally, all we did was call each other friend. Like, nobody knew each other's names. We were just like, friend, hey, friend, 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 because we didn't know each other's name. Like, crazy work, right? Whatever. So we get to know each other. And me and Riri, we same age. Literally, we the same sign. Our mamas are the same sign. We have a lot of similar, like, childhood traumas and experiences or whatnot. After getting to know each other and realizing like, dang, we got a lot in common. Basically, we started linking up. We would go to workout classes every Saturday. We would tour apartments and houses together. Like we had toured a penthouse together and we met this fine, oh my God. I met this model. I don't even know if he's like professionally a model, but he should be. Y'all, he was so fine. He was like 6'2". He had a penthouse. His penthouse was on, I want to say it was like on the 20th floor. When you look out his balcony and his window, you can see the Carolina Panthers stadium. you can see it from his balcony. So you know if you stay that close to the coinsy. But I really wasn't even worried about the money. He was so nice and just respectful. He had just moved in when we was touring. We seen him on the elevator and we went upstairs and we were looking for our apartment and he was like, "Oh, you guys are touring?" We're like, "Yeah, we're trying to decide if we want to move here. We're just like trying to see what's going on online." We just manifested. He's like, "Oh yeah, you guys can come check out my place." Literally invited us to his place, like had boxes, like freshly moved in, walked us around, showed us everything. And I just was like, oh. And he had dimples. He was like 6'2", and he had a big old chunga man. Things like that was happening between us. And we were just like low-key just growing together. Like, we're just on our spiritual journey, just detaching from people's expectations and all that good stuff. We just had those things in common. So after knowing each other for some months, she had a crazy situation in her life where basically she lost her place and she had to find another place. Boom, time go on, she get approved. She says like, "Yeah, my new place, I love it. It's so big. Oh my God, yes, congratulations." But she used to live in Charlotte. Now she lives on the countryside. It's not really, as a city person, I'm going to call it the countryside because that's what it was. It didn't have sidewalks. It only had one bus route. I stayed in Charlotte, the city, like the prime city of North Carolina. We get to know each other, become very acquainted. Like we really having a good time together. We both in our 20s and just enjoying this crazy journey of life. And we just, vibing with each other because it's so hard to find genuine friends and people who are actually as genuine as us. We both were Tauruses. If you know any Tauruses or if you have a Taurus in your life, you know how much they can people please. And it was just such a great balance because it's like, I'm a Taurus, you're a Taurus. You want to love deeply, I want to love deeply. So time goes on and my lease, I had a studio apartment. Oh my God, that was just that whole chapter of my life was insane. I donated plasma for 2 months straight. My car got repossessed. So I used to catch 3 buses in the train to work every day because I had to do what I had to do. I'm skipping parts. Oh my God, I skipped the part. When she got her new place, she ended up transferring facilities. She didn't tell us what facility it was. She just was like, it's close to her apartment. And I was like, "Oh, okay." Whoop, whoop, whoop. So she transferred. And then 2 weeks later, I left Old Dot Road. It was a morning shift. My first shift at Amazon was from 7:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. That was my life. Killing me. Like, oh my God. No matter what I did, I could not adjust to that. And I don't recommend it to nobody. So I found a facility. They had a shift for Monday through Sunday. I literally lost my car. I lost my car about a week before the job started. Literally. If not a week, a few days. I had got invited to a show by JT to go take pictures. And I was inside with my camera having the time of my life. I was just up so cute. I'm going to put it on the screen. Way to end the night. My car got towed. I don't know where it's at. Yeah. I was just so fab. I felt so cute. It was my first time going out, like hanging out with the girls in Charlotte. I left the concert, came outside, and my car was gone. My first day at the new facility, what's the street of this damn? I can't remember the name of the street, but we just COT3. So I transferred to COT3. My first day, I go up to there. I was literally like 5 minutes late because I'm thinking like, Amazon is usually behind. If you work at Amazon, it's very rare. Amazon is very spot on. I walked in like 5 minutes late and HR lady was like, they already started the training, so we got to see what we going to do with you. I'm like, y'all already started the training? If you work at Amazon, majority of the training is video stuff. You don't miss much in them videos. Like the videos don't even compare to what the real life stuff is. So I was just like, I'm too late? And she was like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry." So it's okay, don't worry. We're gonna find you a new class to get into. So she's like, "Well, we don't have any more classes for this week, so I'm just gonna send you home and I'm gonna pay you." Shout out to my girl Angie with the red orange hair. You were so fab. You were so fab. I was going through so much. When I walked into that Amazon and you decided to give me a week's worth of pay, I could have died. So yeah, I didn't have to work for a week and I got paid. I think I got paid for 2 weeks straight. The third week that they had a class for my shift, I went in and as I'm walking from the back to the front, I run into Riri. I'm like, "Riri." She like, "Friend." I'm like, "Girl, what is you doing here?" She's like, "This is the Amazon that I applied to." I was like, "Oh." Like this is a sign from the gods. Like this is so divine right now. Like this is meant to be. Like what do you mean? This is so meant to be. Run into her. She's like, "Yeah, we gotta catch up." Cause we had disconnect when she had moved to the countryside. We wasn't as close because she was further out. So we reconnect and we sit at the break room, we catch up. She like, "Yeah, I live out here, like this is where I'm from, this is my town." I'm like, "Oh," I'm like, "Really? That's crazy. Like I didn't know this where you." I'm like, "Oh my God, like this is just so crazy how all this playing out." So she like, "You still stay in Charlotte? You come all the way out here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I stay in Charlotte still. And I just transferred because I want to wanted something new. I wanted a better schedule. And I know you was gonna be coming here. And she's like, okay, so well, girl. So now we just back, we back getting cordial cool. Like we seeing each other, we speaking, always talking and just like chopping it up, spilling seeds to each other about little stuff we noticing at the job, talking about the little managers and X, Y, and Z, all that good stuff. And April comes around and my lease is coming to an end. I'll spend $1,000 for a studio apartment. My credit wasn't the best and my proof of income wasn't that strong either. And I had new months leading up to this, but like I was just living life. I was having a good time and I was young, wild, and free. Like, so what, we get drunk. So what, we smoke weed. We're just having fun. I was the true definition of that in Charlotte. If you know, you know. Shout out to my girl Olivia for helping me get back in order. April comes around. We're on our way to a workout class. Shout out to KJ with the workout classes. We're on our way to a Saturday workout. It was either on the way there or on the way back. She's like, hey friend, did you ever figure out what you're gonna do? Where you gonna move to next? Or like what's your next living situation? I was like, honestly, I did not figure nothing out yet. I'm leaving it up to spirit. I'm being delusional. I'm like, I'm just leaving it up to spirit and see what comes my way and what's easiest and what works. Like, I'm not sure yet. She's like, well, I have a 2-bedroom and you can move with me. I'm like, because I've had a lot of adults in my life tell me about like bad roommate experiences and I witnessed them myself. So she's like, it's really spacious or whatever. I keep skipping parts. And I will say this, Riri was a real one. I will give you that, Riri. Riri, you was a real one. Had communication issues, but you was a real one. So one time I had my rent was catching up on me like I was about to be evicted. I was paying $25 to $30 to get to work at 4:30 in the morning because that's expensive time for Uber and Lyft, especially in Charlotte, going all the way to the countryside. My job was like 28 minutes away from me. Then I would catch 3 buses in the train home. I'm like, hey, can I please stay the night at your house for a week or two just to save money on these Lyfts and Ubers and I can be able to pay my rent? I stayed over there. I seen the place. A few times that I stayed over there, she told me like, yeah, my mom stays with me. And she showed me the whole apartment though, like 2 bedrooms, 2 walk-in closets. They both had private bathrooms, front room, dining room, kitchen, and your washer and dryer. It had brown cabinets, but like after you experience the stainless steel, how much you pay for it, you just like, I wouldn't die to have like a brown cabinet won't kill me. As long as you can decorate well, you'll be okay. So I'm like, oh my God, what she offered it? I'm like, actually, yes. Hell yes. Because she had furniture at my job. I only had one little couch in my studio with an airbed. I'm like, yes, I would love to. And then what put the cherry on top was the rent. She was like, yeah, friend, the rent is only $900. Yeah. So I have to like draw it out in my head. So yeah, 900, the base rent was 900, 450 a piece. I said, what? Would I? Would I like what? Girl, I just came from paying $1,000 a month. I would love to pay $450 for rent. I can get my life back. I can have some finances to live a life a little and eat a meal comfortably without stressing and buy an eighth and call us a bar. Offers that like literally a week before me moving out. My move out time comes up. I mistakenly scheduled a trip back to Detroit to visit home. I scheduled a trip back to Detroit the same weekend that I was moving out for whatever reason. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. So the day that I moved out was literally the day that I flew out. My flight was at night. So I was just like, but this can work. I have a small studio. My studio can fit in I had a U-Haul studio van, like the really small one, like the vans that they use to kidnap kids. Well, like the white vans people typically run away from and say they kidnap kids with. I end up using a U-Haul. I end up packing up my whole studio in one U-Haul. Like literally the whole thing fit in one U-Haul. Threw my couch out, deflated my bed, cut out my refrigerator, everything. Boom, packed it up, moved it all from Charlotte to Kannapolis in one day. As I moved everything, I pulled up to the apartment. She had gave me a key. She was sleeping in the room while I was moving in. I think she told me she was woke the whole time, but she just didn't come out. Anyway, she was in her room. So I come upstairs, I'm moving all my stuff upstairs, and when I get inside the apartment, I realize that all her mama stuff that's in the room is still in the room. Like everything is still intact. Let me not OD. She has packed up some of her clothes and like her shoes, but the whole bathroom, all her perfume, her whole setup, all that's still there. Her desk in the closet because she worked from home. All that's in the closet still. Bed, like it's stuff still there, like somebody's still occupying the space. That was my first red flag, honestly, because I'm just like, you had ample amount of time. You and your mom had ample amount of time to prepare this space. Like she the one that told you to get a roommate. You secured a roommate, told her that I was moving and when I was moving. Why is this not cleaned out? But I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna be a hoe. I'm not even staying here tonight, so I'm not even about to worry about it. I'm going to Detroit. I just end up moving everything out of the minivan into the apartment, just put it in the front room. I'll be back Monday or Tuesday. I did want to move my stuff into the room because your mom's stuff is still in there, so I don't want to touch nothing. You know, I don't want to crowd. I want to give her space to get her stuff out and did put my stuff in. So she's like, cool, understandable. We'll have it cleaned out. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm like, okay, thank you so much. I come back from Detroit and I realized that all her mom's stuff migrated from the room. Part of it is in the kitchen area, all stacked. Like her desk is next to the kitchen table. This corner full of her stuff. The storage closet outside full of her stuff. And the closet that had the washer and dryer in it, it was full of her stuff. So I'm like, I'm just like, okay, maybe she just needs somewhere to sit it really quick. I didn't jump to her mom was still gonna be staying with us. So I go in the room, and they had ended up moving my stuff out the front room into the room. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, okay, cool. Thank y'all for putting my stuff in here. They just put it all neat and just like put it inside the room. It wasn't that messed up or whatever. So I'm like, set up my space, I cleanse it out, I sage, pray over it with the well. As time goes on and night comes about, I realized her mom was on the couch. I said, hold on. Wait a damn minute. Why is your mom on the couch? I pay rent here. We spend that rent $450 a piece. Why is mama on the couch? No shade. This rent need to be that 900 needs to be split. That 900 needs to be divided by 3 and not 2. Cause what this not that. Like I love you mama dearly. I love you dearly. But baby, no. No, I don't play that. I like having my space to me. I'm very selfish with my space. So I'm like, what's going on? So I just that was the second red flag. So I give it a minute because I'm like, maybe she gonna talk to me about it. She didn't say shit. For the first week, she just didn't say nothing. Like she just act like it was normal.